We've all been around the block when it comes to asymmetrical horror multiplayer video games. Deceit, White Noise 2, Dead by Daylight, Last Year the Nightmare, Friday the 13th, Monstrum, Hide or Die, and many others out there. A lot of these games have had great ideas, but somehow a lot of them just can't stay above the water. I do not want that to happen with VHS. This game looks amazing. We're getting a team that is promising monsters and creatures over humanoid killers, and a gameplay loop that looks very promising, and that is why I'm here today to break that down, explain to you guys what this game is all about, and how a match is going to play out. Now, before I get into anything, I want to kind of go over the lore to this game, because it already, even before it's released, is coming out with lore that really just pulls me in. The story of this game, as Chris put it, Chris is the head lead creative director behind VHS, is about a group of kids that like to go to their local video store on a Friday night, and they love horror movies. They have their own little private membership group that they call themselves the Video Horror Society. They have membership cards with the scripts on it, and this is basically like, essentially like Blockbuster Video membership cards. I still have mine. There it is. I'm never gonna throw it away. So these kids accidentally open a portal which sucks them into their favorite VHS monster movies, and here's the cool part that I really love. Jumping right into a little bit of the gameplay here, there's 5 friends, and they all get sucked in, and that's essentially where your round is going to start. And when you start the round, there's 5 of you. This is a 4v1 game, but at the beginning of the round, there's 5 of you that are survivors. One of the friends is going to turn into the monster. After about 15 seconds or so, I guess. You can also do it voluntarily. But yeah, you transform into the monster, and then it becomes a fight to the death scenario between what used to be one of their friends and the 4 other friends trying to kill the monster, and the monster trying to kill the teens. This is a great idea. You get a little bit of Among Us right there at the beginning of a match. I'm sure they can mix and match that with all kinds of things to mix it up at the start of the match, making the start of the match exciting in various ways. But, you could have a friend there with you, and, you're going to be eyeballing them and wondering if they're the killer or not. And you're going to have these little back and forth moments with your friends at the beginning of a round. That's totally sounds exciting to me. And as Chris, creative director, put it, this game is going to be kind of like Cabin in the Woods. You remember the end of Cabin in the Woods where they're in that little box and they're maneuvering around and seeing the different monsters in the cubes? That's basically what it's going to be like. They're able to pull all kinds of various monsters from all kinds of dimensions into this game, aspired from different horror films that we may have seen in the 80s, possibly the 90s. And, they're being sucked into their VHS tapes in a way, and their movies are now coming to life, and they have to fight one of the friends to the death as they transform into the monster. I can't wait. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flash some of the Survivors membership cards up on the screen for you guys while I'm talking about the next few things. I'll let you guys read through these yourselves. I know you can read, so I'm not going to do it for you. As TechSmith put it, I'm going to flash his YouTube and Twitch up on the screen, by the way. Shoot him a follow. He's following the game as well, giving good details on it. And he's saying that the killers, when you go in against each one of these killers, it changes the gameplay drastically. When you're going in as a survivor, you have to totally rethink your mindset when it comes to dealing with each killer individually, unlike DBD, where you're kind of, they have several different abilities, but you're really kind of doing the same thing when it comes to running from a killer. You're not really thinking too much outside the box, but with these killers in VHS, you really have to think outside the box given what they can do around the map. And I love that 100%. There will be 3 monsters and 5 teenagers at the launch of the game. Each monster will have its own themed map. The werewolf is going to be in a Howl high school. Wart is the DNA reptilian creature you guys may have seen. He's going to have like a facility, I think it's like a science facility that you'll be running around in. And then Dollmaster will have like a mansion going on. I haven't seen too much of the mansion, so I can't speak on that, but it's cool that each one will have their own themed maps, and I'm assuming that's how they're going to go with each killer that releases in the future. Will get its own themed map based off of 80s horror. So the lobby of the game is going to be the video store, and that's where you're going to be able to access, they mentioned like a battle pass system that might be coming into the game at some point, a progression system, your perks, and all of that will be accessed. Your cosmetics, everything like that will be accessed from that lobby area of the video store. When you get into the game, the way that you destroy the killer is by using 4 different classes of weapons. These weapons are Shock, Burn, Purify, and Curse, and each one has their own various types of weapons. Some of them are inaccessible until you actually level up and earn your progression. They have mentioned that there's going to be a ton of cosmetics in the game for your weapons, and for the killers, and for the teens, of course. And a lot of these, they've mentioned, you can earn just by playing the game. And then there's going to be other cosmetics that you have to earn through paying actual currency. Now, the way that you obtain these weapons to use against the killer is kind of like fixing generators in DBD. You find a crafting station and you can craft these weapons either solo or with a friend, I'm pretty sure, judging by what the trailer looked like. And you make the weapon and then you go after the killer with it. If you waste the weapon, I'm pretty sure you have to go make another one. After you're wounded and you end up in the dying state, this game has a really interesting way of putting the player in the dying state. You have a little Cupid thing, ghost spirit thing, spectral, that comes out of your body, and you can fly around, and while you're flying around, you can look for items. I think there's a book you can pick up that'll help so you can like instantly resurrect another player with that book. And also the main thing you're going to be doing is picking up these blue spheres, I think they said it was. And you pick up these spheres and it heals you preemptively. So when somebody finds you, they can just heal you quicker. It's kind of like when in DBD, when you hold down the button and you're healing yourself, except in this game, you're actively playing still, and you got to pick up these spheres as the little spectral dude, and then when somebody finds you, they can just heal you a lot faster. Mini games and skill check stuff. So the mini games in this game are interesting because there's a variety of them for the crafting stations and for healing, and I'm not sure about anything else, but I do know that there is a variety of mini games, and I'm going to try to show you some on the screen here. So working on this kind of stuff may be easy in the moment, but when the killer is around, that pressure and tension is going to build, and you will probably be more obligated to mess up a skill check or a mini game at some point or another. There is in-game voice chat. I'm sure some of you will be happy to know that the survivors cannot talk to the killer. The killer is separated from the survivors. I think Chris mentioned that when you do start in the beginning of a round and all 5 survivors are in, they can talk to each other, but the moment the survivor transforms into the killer is then separated from the survivor's voice chat. You can adjust other people's volumes, you can mute people, so if somebody's harassing or just being obnoxious on voice, you can cut them right off. But there will be, they say that voice chat is encouraged for teamwork, and that also there are visual elements that help folks without microphones. A lot of visual cues on the side of the screen to tell you where other players are, what they're doing, what state they're in, and you can ping things around the map to give other players information. Enraged. You may notice on the screen right now it says the monster is in rage mode. This means, I'm pretty sure, that when you hit a survivor, it goes ahead and just puts them in the dying state. So it's basically you're overpowered in that moment, the monster's pissed off, he's ready to go kill someone. So I'm assuming when the monster is in rage and the survivors know it, or the teens know it, it's time to get out of the way or go hide somewhere. Alright, and that's about where I'm going to wrap this up, you guys. There's plenty of other things I did not explain. I think it's more left up to surprise. They're very small little tidbit things that I think it's more fun for most of you to get in the game and figure it out on your own. There's still a lot of things I haven't seen. There's still a lot of secrets to find out about this game. They're not letting everything out of the barrel at once, you know. But from what I've heard, it's very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be back with more information as soon as I get it. The beta is happening soon. There is no specific date on that yet, so I can't answer that question. But other than that, you guys have a great one. Thank you for stopping by and enjoying this video. I'll see everybody next time. Bye-bye.